so, Mass Appeal posted something cryptic in regard to Outkast, and I'll put it on the screen because I don't really understand it either. It says Hip Hop 50 and Mass Appeal. It says Outkast, Concrete Jungle, Hip Hop 50 coming soon, October 12th.
I think that means that an Outkast song is making the next Hip Hop 50 album.
You think that's what it is?
Mm-hmm.
That actually makes sense.
Yeah.
But
I'm going to try to
again,
be logical.
that makes
I'm not
sense
going
if
to
we
say
were.
there's a greatest hits coming out. There's not an unreleased coming out. If Mass Appeal put it out, well, they've been responsible for doing Hip Hop 50.
Yeah.
And so that would lead me to believe that the jewel of this Hip Hop 50 project is, well, we got an Outkast record for you. And that is pretty damn big in Hip Hop 50 terms.
It is. Thumbs up in the chat, everybody. We want to get some more people in here because we're going to talk everything from this cast thing, to Tupac, to, Kanye wilding on Nas and Pusha T. I don't know if you saw that, but, I kind of sent you a clip of
I
that.
did.
Yeah. People tagged us in it. Yeah. We'll talk about it.
I can't wait.
I can't wait.
Of course, had you not ducked this station head for another week, we wouldn't be having this problem.
Well, that's a good thing. That's a
Jay-Z
good
would have
thing.
beaten Kanye. You wouldn't be able to talk about him right now.
That's a good thing because we need to talk about this before the station hit. Okay. All right.
I'm actually going to enjoy the things that I have to say about him today on my birthday because it's my birthday and not his.
How fitting is that you to be able to talk about Kanye on your birthday, right?
I can't wait. No. How fitting is it that some more footage of him acting an utter, complete dick and ass?
Well, yay being yay, right? All right. This Outkast thing, everything that you said makes sense. And I think that might be what comes about. But when it comes to Outkast, it's hard for me to even believe that. I think that this may be a Big Boy and Killer Mike song. I don't see Dre and Big Boy getting on the track. And a new track, that is. I think, all right, A or B, right? These are my options here. I think it's either going to be an old track, unreleased thing, that kind of like we were talking about a few weeks back, or I think it's going to be a Big Boy and Killer Mike type of deal, or maybe a Big Boy record with an Andre hook. I don't think it's going to be an Outkast song. I don't believe that. But hopefully it is. I hope I'm wrong. But when it comes to this Outkast thing, I feel like I'm batting 1,000, right? I told you guys about the Killer Mike thing. When Killer Mike was talking about Andre had a solo album brewing, I told y'all a statement was coming. It did. I wouldn't be surprised if a statement comes and Andre says that, this Concrete Jungle thing, not a part of it. Light it up, sir. Early. Happy birthday, man. For the people that are just joining us, it's Coop's birthday. So we cheersing it up early.
So I'm going to tell you what. I think that you are right about this. When I hear, so I try to go. Outkast makes some of the most original song titles in rap history.
Mm-hmm.
And Concrete Jungle to me sounds like one or two things. It sounds like something early off of Southern Playalistic, or it sounds like something funky off Stankonia. I'm going to take the latter and tell you that we're about to get an unreleased Stankonia-ish record.
I think so, too.
But I still think it will be, unlike you, an Outkast record.
Okay. I mean, I could see it being an Outkast record, but it won't be a new Outkast record.
That is absurd to think that.
Really?
Yeah, if somebody thinks that they've recorded together recently, it's like, well, you just haven't been paying attention.
I mean, according to L.A. Reid, they haven't recorded together in 20 years.
According to them, they haven't recorded together in 20 years if you read between the lines.
Yeah. 36 Chambers with the super chat says, why don't you see 3000 and Big Boy on a track? We've been getting rare Andre features as of late, as Donda and Killer Mike's album, right? Not hard to believe a new track is in the works. It's a new era. Is it a new era, though? Because when we used to see Andre on tracks with Rich Boy, Chris Brown, Frank Ocean, We didn't see him on tracks with Big Boy. Are people forgetting that when he did the record with Frank Ocean and Big Boy went out there and put a verse on there was an official statement from Andre or his camp or whatever to say that that wasn't an official Outkast song? That happened, guys. Now, I mean, I love Dre more than anybody. But these are realities. And as a fan, we got to look at the realities. We got to step outside of the fandom and look at the real evidence here, in the words of my man Coop. And the evidence shows me is we're not going to get an Andre and Big Boy song together that is a new record.
You know, this goes back to the beginning of the year with the Glove interview. It's like, oh no, it may sound like a new Outkast song to you, but only sounds new to you. You wasn't there when the song got made.
It's true. I think with them though, because their sounds change so much, we can kind of tell what periods an Outkast record came out in. I think also the fact that they were so young, we heard their growth in that 6 year span. Because let's keep it real, Outkast's career as a group is 6 years, 94 to 2000 as a group. And when it comes to that 94 to 2000, if you threw me a song that I never heard and it was in that, it came out during that window, I could tell you what year it came out in. We can't do that for every artist, but we can definitely do that for them. And I think because their sample size is so small and the fact that they change so drastically with each effort, we can tell. You know what I mean?
Right. That's what I mean. It's like we'll be able to timestamp it when we hear it.
Yep, for sure.
We'll know when and where it's coming from. Because even now, it's like when I listen to like I was even telling you, even the off year, it's like with the thought process verse and Benz or a Beamer, it's like, oh no, you can hear that that's the transition year.
Mm-hmm. You can hear the between ATLians and Southern Playalistic. You can hear the between ATLians and Aquemini. In Due Time sounds like between ATLians and Aquemini. It does. You can hear the in between Aquemini and Stankonia. Over the Woods sounds like that. You can hear that. I mean, if you're a fan and you understand their catalog, because again, it's not like their catalog is super extensive where we got so much unreleased stuff and you're like, yo, where'd this come from? Peter Parks with the super chat says the Outkast thing with mass appeal is probably the Outkast action figures. They have been doing a lot of artist action figures for Nas, Ghost, and Ray. You think there's possibly action figures?
That would be merchandising, and we know one half of them really doesn't actively merchandise. So I'm going to say once again, no.
I think it's unfortunate that we're even having this discussion. And I think it's unfortunate that us as fans, and myself particularly, like my personal favorite hip-hop group, that I am in such denial that there is even going to be a record. My thing is, man, when you get older, you realize, like, man, how much does it really take to make a fucking song? How much does it take to really make an album? And you know what I mean? Like,
hold on. I've always told you this. The hardest thing to do in music is to write a rap song.
Mm-hmm. What about the amount
of words that we put in syncopated lines? It's totally different than any other genre that's ever been created.
Is. But what about a group setting though? Is it that hard, and is it the same?
The group setting is quote unquote easier in terms of the labor, but maybe more difficult come off because of the chemistry. It's easier for you to zone out when it's just you, is what I'm saying. So it's like the reason. How about this? When you really think about it, Mike, the reason why some of our favorite rappers' best mic performances are them by themselves and not with features is just because it's so much easier to get in that zone by yourself and black out on the record.
That's true.
So you don't have to adjust. Both sides. It's less intensive labor when you're in a group. I wouldn't say it's necessarily easier to write the song.
I got you. And
because this is what I'm saying is that, like, just back to Andre and back to ATLians, it's like, no, like Dre is totally running up in the studio and catching Big Boy's vibe on ATLians.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
they're catching each other's vibe, and then the production team's vibe, because Organized is still in the fold heavy. And even on the Kumina, which was a brilliant piece of work that just celebrated 25 years. We could talk about that lovely day of September 29th, 1998 as well. But even on the Kumina, man, when you look at that whole picture frame, it's a lot of people involved. Mr. DJ is a very integral part of Outkast and their journey, and even them growing past the Organized Noise production. So yeah, it's definitely a team effort, and everybody was catching a vibe. Leroy Green with the super chat. Shout out to Leroy. We got Leroy in the building today. He said, "What's up, A2HH? Happy born day to Coop. Still very problematic, but that's what's dope. So salute my brother. And Mike, you keep going, and Andre gonna dish you over a beat with his flute. I mean, I might catch a stray from a flute note or something, but I don't think we're getting any bars. Not no new ones. And I love them. I love them. But yes, Mr. DJ is definitely underrated in the whole process, man, because Black Ice, that's Mr. DJ. I think much of the production brilliance of the Kumina album, I think that's Mr. DJ. I do. I mean, I know it says Earth Tone 3. It's all three of them. Dana asked me, I think it was yesterday, who produced Spodiote Dopalicious. And I was like, well, it says Earth Tone 3. But, we got to give Mr. DJ a lot of credit. And I would love to see an interview with Mr. DJ where he kind of breaks down his career, because the illustrious career of Outkast, and they're rated as like the number one group all time. No one really talks about his specific, addition to that collection.
Contribution.
Yeah. His contribution is really important. Similar to what you had that conversation with the glove. I think that Mr. DJ definitely needs a conversation like that, because I think there's a lot of things that he was a part of. Him and Ray Murray from Organized Noise. I think that there's a lot of things they're a part of that people don't really realize that they're a part of. Shout out to Jordan House. Yeah, reach out to Mr. DJ. We'll do the same and let him know to come by according to hip hop. We're going to get that done.
Yeah, I'd love to interview Mr. DJ.
I think you would do a great job interviewing him, Coop. That glove interview you did earlier this year is legendary. And, for the people who hadn't checked that out, man, go back to put in according to hip hop, Chris the Glove interview, and check that whole series out. It was a 3-part series, right?
Correct. You want to know what's crazy about that is that I've been I started my playlist today with two of America's Most Wanted, by Tupac and Snoop, of course, and it went into Ambitions as a Rider, Nothing But a G Thing, and after having a conversation with Glove, I really do hear the music differently than I did before, Mike.
How so?
It's like when you understand the process better, it changes the appreciation. It's like I look at Glove in way more glowing terms than I could even imagine before. Like every time Deep Cover plays, Mike, I literally start replaying the fucking interview that I did in my head. Yeah, it's some cold shit. You know?
For the people who didn't catch that, and you got to catch the whole interview, like I said, what did he say in that section that sticks out in your mind?
No, when he's talking about Dr. Dre giving them the card to go buy the Clevenger so they could get the sample cleared. That's what I mean. It's like my appreciation is different because I understand that their dedication was different. It was like, oh, that's not going to clear? Go buy that shit. Get this motherfucker to come play it. Boom. Every time the bass line, that boom, 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 that's all I hear. All I hear is Glove telling me the story now. And it's like, damn, they was really about, they knew. You know what I'm saying? They knew they had something, and they wasn't about to let anything get in their way. And so that part of the story helps you appreciate the craft differently.
I know we have a lot of people in hip hop who, who are elder statesmen, and they get on different platforms and talk about the olden days, but they normally talk about events and things that happened, where they were, and sometimes, people kind of make up stories too for the entertainment value, and I get that. But I wish, and we can probably do something about this too. I wish that we would have more of our elder statesmen who were a part of classic moments actually talking about the creation of classic music and those things that you and Glove discuss. We need more of that because I'm sure that even if we think about songs like, the Loonies 5 on it, or think about, Wanna Be a Baller from Lil Troy, I'm sure there's some great stories behind how these records came together. Poe Pimp from Do or Die, like, I mean, we never hear these stories about how these songs came together and how these individuals came together with this record. And we need more of that in hip hop.
Yeah, I think there's still the music business, and so
Mm-hmm.
it's like I think part of the reason why you won't catch somebody speaking so freely about those things is because there is a price point on that to a degree too, Mike.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like telling a story like that isn't like you'd like for an artist to give you free game, but look at how the game go.
No, you're right. Firebird Phoenix with the super chat. Shout out to him, man. Got some dope ass music out there too. Coop, happy birthday, Mike.
Yeah, it does.
Mike, what's hood with you? Man, what's good, man? We over here trying to go through these hip hop topics.